We're at Millbank Tower on altitude. There's an amazing view of London. Back again here for our 5th and last Adaptathon of the series. And this Adaptathon's all about talent. We should have people here from HR and from agency management and from intermediaries, but there won't be any clients here because we are genuinely talking about us and how to attract less traditional and more diverse talent into our great industry.
So we ran a lab on retention, and it was very lively. We had 4 different topics, and the first one was looking at the question of culture being an important ingredient in holding on to staff. And then we looked at how people mean business, and so that was exploring the value of continuous professional development and investment in training. And was there a way that we could monetize that more effectively by introducing some kind of measurement system? The third topic was about unsqueezing the middle. So we focused in on this one on the 30-something age group and how agencies can maybe introduce more flexible working and maybe different ways of rewarding people who maybe aren't going to make it to the top of the agency pyramid. And the final session was a very passionate defense of the value of experience, and we define that as being 40 plus, and agencies attaching much greater value to the wisdom that that employee group can bring, getting better exchange between the people who have understanding maybe of new communications channels, the younger age group, and those who know how to translate that into value for clients in terms of how they grow their business.
We had a great lab. We were talking all about how to make the industry more diverse, about getting a wider range of people to apply, making sure we make the best selection, and making sure people from a wide range of backgrounds thrive when they're in the industry. Ideas that we came up with were about having an initiative to get the IPA to pull together all the different activities that we're currently doing, looking at selection panels of people in agencies to make sure they're not just hiring people in their own image, and crucially getting back out there and marketing ourselves better. So a campaign targeted university, especially at schools, to explain what opportunities are out there, why it's a great industry to join, and what talents and skills we're looking for.
The lab that I was looking after was filling the future skills gap, and we had an interesting panel, very diverse, from people traditionally associated with advertising to new industries. So we had somebody that's one of the leading game designers, and it's really interesting talking about how they bring in new talent and what was missing in our industry. And I think one of the key takeouts that I took was this idea of we rely on luck. We rely on luck for people to come in of a diverse background. So what can we do to formalise it? What can we do to change to actually bring in genuine new people? And that was a really interesting takeout that we took, and kind of adopting principles from other industries. And I think what's really important, and probably the biggest change that we need to make as an industry, is stop trying to get people to fill a role and actually treat them as individuals, and make sure that we can adapt as agencies so that they can operate as an individual and be very diverse in the work that they do.
We've had a real diverse number of speakers and contributors. In the morning we heard from some professors, we heard from some finance directors of agencies, we heard actually from another completely different industry, but about teaching, how they've created a movement to really act as a complete industry to go and attract the right talent into the industry. So I think we've had different perspectives that have been listening in the morning and getting some interaction and people sort of asking some good questions. And then the afternoon's been much more about Adapt Labs, 3 different Adapt Labs that we focused on. One on diversity, one on skills and technology particularly, and one on retention. And what can we do actively and get our sleeves rolled up as an industry, as individuals, as individual agencies to move our game forward. Today is only the beginning. We want to see some experiments from agencies to try things, but also from the IPA. There's some various ideas in the pipeline that we're going to be putting to December Council. How could we act as a combined industry together to go out and attract that right talent in. So we're reaching the end of my Adapt programme. There's still a few months to go, but hopefully it was all about driving better commercial creativity. Better for us with our clients, better for us in terms of our agencies and our businesses. So I'm really thrilled with the way people have really engaged with it. They've got involved, they've participated, and hopefully it will benefit all, not just agencies, but clients and the whole industry.